Hello and welcome to the video. Today's video is going to be a as quick as possible video on how to import Valorant models into Blender. So to get started, you want to install Valorant if you don't already have it installed, which you should if you're watching this video. All the links to what I'm going to be referring to, all the softwares and add-ons are going to be in the description of this video, so check them out there. So install Valorant. Next, we're going to install Blender 3.0, and luckily by the time this video is releasing, Blender 3.0 should be stable or mostly stable, which is great because 3.0 is really fast at rendering opposed to 2.8 or 2.9, and also it offers some quality of life improvements which 2.8 and 2.9 don't have. Next, we're going to install Guilder's UE Viewer, but we're actually going to install a patch version of UE Viewer. It is specifically made to work with Valorant. The link for this will be down below. It's not on Guilder's website, it's actually a Discord link, which I'll be putting in the description as well and labeling. So after you have all those pieces of software installed, you want to make a shortcut of the umodel_val.exe file onto your desktop just for ease of access. And I suggest that you add some target options to it, some command line arguments. So the first command line argument you want to add is quotation mark. Then what you want to do is inside those quotation marks, paste the path to your Valorant Paks folder. So mine is this long string. This will also be in the description down below that you could just copy and paste. If you installed Valorant to a different location, you could probably tweak it a little bit, but this is just the default install location for Valorant, so you could just paste this. Next, we're going to do -game equals UE Unreal Engine 4.25. That's the Unreal Engine version that Valorant currently uses. And next, we're going to do -AES equals. And then here, what you need to get is the AES key for Valorant, Valorant's encrypted pack files. And for this, you're going to need to join the Discord link, which I have in the description down below. It's going to link you to the 3D art Discord. And in there, you're going to go to a channel called AES-key, or AES-key, and then just scroll a little bit until you find the Valorant main key. And then once you find it, it should look something like this. And then you could paste it next to -AES equals. That basically just allows you to quickly go into the Valorant files without having to go through the hassle of finding the locations and AES keys and whatnot, because if we go to the default without any of these command line arguments, as you can see, it'll have us input all this, which we don't want to do every time we want to look at our Valorant files. So what you can do is you can just double click on this with all the command line arguments, and it automatically does everything for you. So if you want to export characters, go to Game, Characters, and then here are all the characters. Some of them have weird names that don't actually correlate with what they're called in game, but you could just easily find out who they are by going to their folder, S0, and then you could go to Character Select, Models, and then you could click on their Scale Mesh. As you can see, you can easily tell who they are. So let's say I want to export her. I can just go back to Open Package. So to export any of the characters, what you want to do is choose their Scale Mesh, click on Export, find the export location which you want to export them to, and make sure you choose Actor X PSK and click OK. After you export that, we're going to actually export a GLTF 2.0 as well. So change it from Actor X to GLTF 2.0 if it's not already, and click OK. This should export them twice. One is GLTF, one is PSK. And once you're done with that, close all this and open Blender. So Blender should open. You can just click off this, delete the default cube. And now we need to install some add-ons, allow us to import PSKs and whatnot. So what you want to do is go to the link that I have in the description down below and install the Blender 3D Import PSK PSA add-ons. This should give you an add-ons folder with these. This does support 2.8 and above. If you choose a 2.8 file, do is download zip. And then once you're done with this, click on the shader link and download the shader 2.2 link as well. Once you extract the Blender 3D import, you want to go to File, or actually Edit, Preferences, and then Add-ons. And here, click on Install. Find where you downloaded the import PSK PSA. I downloaded it into my add-ons folder. Here it is. And then just click on 2.8 and install add-on. That installs both the PSK and PSA importer. And next, what you want to do is click on File, Import, PSK. Find where you exported your files. Go to Game, Characters, whoever you exported, SO, Character Select, Models, and then import that PSK, but choose reorient bones. If you don't, the bones will be a little bit messed up, so just choose reorient bones. Now we're not actually going to be using this model because it is pretty low poly, so we're going to use the GTF version. But first what we need to do is choose, delete the, what is it called, the model. So click on the model and it should be highlighted orange, delete it, and now you see the bones. So go back to File, Import, GLTF, go to the character again, go to Characters, and the same path where you chose the PSK, and import the GLTF. Now we don't need the ligature, so just click on these weird extruding things, click delete, and now we have a new model that is high quality, and also the bones, but these bones don't actually correlate to the model. So what you want to do is click on the model and go to modifiers, and then here click on this modifier properties and then object, and choose the scale mesh that we previously had, and now you can see the object is linked. So now if we go into pose mode, click on it, go, now it's doing our actual model as well. Let's just go back to object mode. Now you can see that we don't have any textures. What we want to do is go to shading. Now that we're in shading, what you want to do is actually append the Shader 2.2 that we downloaded. So just go to File, Append, to where you downloaded it. I downloaded it to my Blender shaders folder. And Shader 2.2.blend, click Append, go to Node Tree, Valorant Character Shader, Append. Now what you want to do is navigate in this little pane over to the section or the folder where you downloaded your or exported your textures. This should be the place where you imported your model from. And then just go to Game, Characters, and then just stay here where it says Core and the character name. So now we want to choose the model, and you know you have the model if it's showing all these nodes. So now what we want to do is select the character material, delete everything, and that is the body. Add, search Valorant, just put that there. Now we can go into or your character's name, go to third person materials, and here are all the materials. First one, DF. I might cut out here, but basically all I said is you could drag DF over to diffuse texture, your MRAE to MRAE texture, and then your normal or MA over to your normal map texture. Hair, because the hair is also here. Delete everything once again. Add a Valorant node. I might cut out here again, but once again, you could drag your DF over to diffuse texture, your MRAE over to your MRAE texture, and your NM or normal map over to your normal texture. Go. Now our hair is like that. And we're actually going to go into the core folder now to get the hair core, third person, materials. Sorry about that. And go to hair strand, color. There we go. Now our hair actually has strands in it. Actually has strands. Previously it didn't. Now what we need to do is choose eye. And now that we're at the eye, we can actually keep the principled BSDF this time. And go to the core folder if you're not already there. Drag the eye diffuse into the base color, also into the alpha. And now what you want to do is go to material, click on eye, and then scroll down and choose the blend mode to alpha blend. Base is all we need to do left, and that's the only material that we need to do. So once again, delete everything. And the Valorant character shader is actually going to be using the same exact textures as the first one. So we can actually just delete all this. This shader is actually the same thing as the first shader, so you can highlight all that, Control C to copy, go back to the previous shader, paste it, and as you can see, it's the same. Back into layout, and let's also go to cycles, because cycles is a lot more accurate of lighting computation. So let's just go to GPU compute, and as you can see, GPU compute is a lot faster than CPU. And you can change the denoise to off. You can choose a denoise if you like. I kind of like the noise a little bit in my renders. Now what we can do is we can actually pose. So we can go to activate these, go to pose mode. Now we can click on the joint which we want to edit, the right one, and then now we can rotate it and it'll pose however we want it to. I'm just going to pose her a little bit just to give you an idea of what posing could do. Close enough. Now we can go and render our image. Things are a little bit off because I put the camera in the wrong location. A little bit low quality because we don't have the zoom of the camera. What we can do is actually just open this and move the camera closer. As you can see, it's a little bit more high quality. Still a little bit messed because I'm only rendering it in 1080p. So that is the tutorial. You can go ahead and pose it however you want. Do whatever you want with it. It should work. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want any more tutorials, just comment down below of like what you want a tutorial of. If I get enough support, I might do a Cinema 4D version, how to import Valorant models into Cinema 4D. But for now, this should be pretty informative for Blender. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content. Peace.